Hey guys, so the critics have released their statement about Disney's live action of Snow White, and how I feel about this. I think, in my opinion, it's too soon to have confirmation of how they're reacting. But in other words, they're already posting positive feedback about the movie. I think, and you guys probably agree with me too, I just feel like Disney has been hiring or paying these critics under the table to say good things about the movie, because if they say anything negative, then they're not getting any money whatsoever, that is, right? Because they're being bought off, obviously. And how I feel about this, I just feel like it's totally unfair that Disney is trying to pull so many strings by buying off reporters or critics just to boost their enthusiasm, their confidence, because they know that audience like me, my husband Kaim, everyone that's watching my video, and everyone that's watching everyone else's video about Snow White, how they really feel about it. It's just that they just want, a clean slate, and they know that Rachel Zegler is just an awful person, and they're just doing everything they can to make her look good. And it's the truth, you guys. As a person, as a moviegoer myself, I love going to movies as the next person. I just think that in this particular movie, such as the live action of Snow White, it doesn't feel like in the classics, meaning that I prefer the animated movie over the live action. I don't mind the live action of both Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast, because mostly, in my opinion, you guys, that these two live action that done by Disney themselves, it had great meaning to it. It had great storyline. They kept it in the original. They had great costumes, great actors. No one was bringing politics into this. There was no modern twist to it. There was no Cinderella and Belle were doing this whole thing, this movement where they want to go against the prince or go against the kingdom or stood up by their stepmothers. It was nothing like that, like what they're doing to Snow White. What I'm thinking is, I just felt like like I said before, that these reporters, in these magazines on their websites, they're just being bought off because they know that Bob Iger is watching. They know that if they say anything bad about the movie, they would not be respected. They will lose their job. Some kind of threat going on that company. I don't know what it is, but everyone has every right to express their opinions. As an influencer myself, I just say like it is. I don't try to be harsh. I don't try my best to keep it under wraps when it comes for me to not curse in my YouTube videos. And you know me, that I try my best to get every proof I can. I don't make things up. I am showing you guys right here that critics alike are already saying a lot of positive things about Snow White, and I'm scratching my head saying how is it possible that hardly anyone wants to see this movie whenever both Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot are not getting along? How is this possible? How's it that good? You saying things like, oh, it's better than the original. I'm like, huh? Have you seen the 1937 version of Snow White at least? Do you bother seeing the difference between the two? Oh no, you just like the live action because you think Rachel Zegler is a good singer, how it's better than the original. It's nothing better than the original. I'm just saying it out there, you guys, because it makes no sense to me. Because you think in your mind, this is for anyone that thinks that this live action of Snow White is better than the original, you think that little people who could be dwarves in this movie should not be hired. Is that what you're saying? You think that anyone could be Snow White? Is that what you're trying to pull off? Because you think out of your behind, thinking that, oh, Snow White is better as a Latina than someone else that can portray as Snow White. Is that what you're saying? Because this is what I'm getting at. You know what I mean, you guys? I just feel like everything's backwards nowadays, and you guys can agree, and it's okay, you can disagree as well. I just feel like it's upsetting that you want to change the storyline by making a modern twist, because okay, you want to make your own spin to it, but at the same time, it's you're just killing the vibe of creating chaos. You just want to cause tension within the industry, and you just don't want to make anything original. You just want to like repeat the same process of making remake after remake after remake, and people just lose interest. But when it goes into theaters, and I just said in my previous video about how a lot of people are not going to buy these, seats to go to the theaters, and all these seats, and I'm being honest, you guys, if you guys can see it, it's practically empty. No matter what time you book your seating to see this movie, it's not gonna bring any income whatsoever. No matter what the critics say, they just, want to rake in the dough. They think they're gonna make some money off of it. I highly doubt that Disney's gonna make anything with it, because that's how they flopped with The Little Mermaid, and now this is how they're gonna ruin by Snow White, because they don't listen to fans. They just ignore it. They just like let them have it. And besides, it just reached its boiling point when it reached a massive dislikes on their trailer. Like, how could that make sense for anyone to think that this movie is so great? It makes no sense. I'm trying to figure that out. So like I'm just saying, to be honest with you guys, that Disney has no breakthrough in this movie. I just highly doubt that any kid wants to see this kind of movie, because they think that everyone can be this kind of Disney princess, when clearly the story doesn't go flowing as it is, as the original. I just feel like you just want to take things that Walt Disney had created and just make your own modern spin-off or whatever, because you think that it will make little girls want to be this, have their brains twisted or brainwashed by thinking that Snow White is this, leader or whatnot, because it just makes no sense. So you're going to tell all the little girls that's watching this movie that, okay, you're going to be ruling your own kingdom by being alone. Is that what the message is trying to tell you? Because you don't need a man in your life? Is that what you're trying to say? Because that's kind of like, harsh, in my opinion. Because what if a girl wants to, like, fall in love? What then? Oh, falling in love is pointless. Or falling in love has no meaning to it. I'm sorry? Like, you think that falling in love to someone you care about that wants to be by your side is pointless? Are you kidding me? Because as a person that loved Disney, I'm saying back when I was younger, when I was growing up, I always watched the classic of Disney movies all my life. I watched The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, Pinocchio, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, all these classic movies, and they did have iconic female characters, right? Not just only that they've been suffering so much, not just because of their background or their abuse with their stepfamily, stuff like that, but the only thing I really liked about it was that they found somebody that would care for them, that would like cherish every moment with them. And if someone wants to sweep them off their feet, and that's having a prince in their life, by falling in love, by getting married, start life together. And that's why I relate to, because I felt that way when I was little. I always dreamt of like saying, oh, I want to be a Disney princess. I want to be able to have a Prince Charming. I want to rule my own kingdom with him by my side. I want to have a life with him. Because if I'm going to rule alone, then it'll be so depressing and just so downgrade boring. I'm just going to be sitting on my throne and looking at everybody saying, oh, what are your tasks for today, Your Highness? I'll probably, I don't know, like, lower taxes, I guess, or, have people, like, not be starving. Is that what I can do? But I will have no one by my side, because I'll be lost. I'll be not be so depressed that no one's going to be there with me, because that's not what every little girl wants, you know what I mean? I'm just saying from my perspective, guys, from my own point of view, because I guess that there may be some little girls that are out there been raised differently. I cannot speak for them. Maybe they do want a prince, but sometimes they want to like make their own spin to it, saying like, oh, you don't need a man in your life. It's just plain wrong in my mind, But if you think, in your opinion, that you don't need a man in your life, then that's probably on you. But for me, I'm different. You know what I'm saying? Because what Walt Disney had created, and he is probably spinning in his grave right now, because he just want to make everything a modern twist to it, just to like please you, not anyone else, just for yourself and for those who think that Walt Disney, that's what he wanted. Not really. I'm sorry to say, but not technically is that the case? I'm sorry, So overall, I just think that this film is not gonna make any money. I highly doubt it's gonna make any millions. I guess it'll be less than that because whatever the case may be, it's gonna like flop very easily, and my fans and my subscribers can agree on that. Alright? But other than that, you guys, let me know in the comment section what you think of the critics reviewing early, and I want to hear in your thoughts in the comment section. And again, if you guys really enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and be part of my Hellfire Club. And you guys need to contact me. You can always follow me on my social media platforms right here in the description. You can follow me on X, Instagram, blog posts, Pinterest, Discord, and Twitch. And of course, about the description, you can subscribe to my husband, Kyle Kenneth's YouTube channel, guys. We part of his Wolfpack, and of course, please contact him and find an agent for him for his wonderful book, you guys. Okay, love you, kindly. So this is Hellfire leader, Maggie Negan, the Walking and Finger Twins, and I'm signing off. See you in the next video. Love you, kindly. Peace out.